Hi, hello everyone. It's live streaming night again. I am right here in Xinjiang, and for some of our old friends, you already know this because this is, let me check, the 7th live stream we've been doing here, and I am Niu Niu, your old friend on China Plus America, China Plus South Africa, China Plus News, as well as CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page. But today we're including some more friends to join this major party. If you are watching this on CGTN, no matter if it's the domestic platforms, including Weibo and Douyin, Kuaishou, all these platforms, or if you are our overseas viewers from the CGTN Facebook, we are live streaming here in Xinjiang once again. I guess once it comes to Xinjiang, you would think about the Uyghur Chinese. You would think of the beautiful dresses, the dancing, the lovely food. Probably you would still think that, the Uyghur people live in Xinjiang, of course. I believe there are some Han people as well. But guess what? There are some pretty amazing, cultured, and very advanced Mongolian people living here as well. Actually, the state, or what we call the prefecture, 自治区 prefecture, autonomous prefecture here, that you can find 35 different ethnic groups here in this place. But today we're going to concentrate on the Mongolian people. Okay, so since I have already covered all that, please let me know whether or not you can see me and hear me clearly. If that's the case, please give me a sign in the comment area. In CRI Learn Chinese and China Plus, I would be able to see your comments. So if you have any questions, I would answer them as soon as I see them. So make sure if you have any questions, you let me know and have me answer all these questions in the 2 platforms I was talking about. And at the same time, you can see that right behind me there is a very traditional architecture behind me, that inside there will be a lovely singing and dancing party happening over there at let me see, the middle of our live stream. So make sure you stay tuned. At the same time, after the live stream, we'll also be actually asking some questions. We're having some quizzes. So if you stay tuned, make sure you pay attention, have fun, make sure you enjoy this, but at the same time, learn a little bit of something as the new things you learn for the day. Okay, so let's take a little bit of walk. Oh, you can see that our colleagues in there are also preparing a TV broadcast. Take a little bit of closer look. I'll be super quiet because, as you can see, a lot of gears are here and they're preparing for everything, and the performance will happen again, but we're going to wait for that. And we also have a lot of audience. I will mingle with them a little bit in a way that you might not imagine. So let's continue walking alongside and take a look at the environment. Like I have said, located in the northwestern part of Xinjiang, the Bortala, Bo-er-Tala in Chinese, Bortala Mongol Autonomous Prefecture is bounded on the west and the north by Kazakhstan, with the Tian Shan Mountains on the south and Junggar Basin on the east, covering area of 27,000 square kilometers. If you think about it, it's not a, let's say, vastly huge space, since we know Xinjiang is a autonomous region where accounting for 1/6 of the total area of China, of the entire land area in China. That is why I was a little bit more than surprised to know that there are more than 35 ethnic groups of people living in here. So 35个不同民族的人民在这边生活. But in this prefecture, it is actually called the Mongol Autonomous Prefecture, meaning that Mongol people are a little bit, let's say, you can find more of them here. And right in here, we are inside a room, but I have to tell you, this is not a traditional or old-time Mongol room, because they didn't really live in rooms. They live in the tent kind of architecture. And we can see that in here, this is already a modern version, and there are a lot of food on it, and we can take a little bit closer look. But more importantly, I noticed a cloth here in this room. I was thinking if you guys are encouraged Okay, so we've been experiencing a little bit technical issue. So if I am back, please let me know because we had just experienced a little bit technical issue. So we've been cut off a little bit, but I see a lot of you here. We have Lothar saying, okay, are you single? Lothar from Learn Chinese Facebook page. You know, you should not be asking questions like this. You should be asking questions like, for example, what would the Mongol people love to eat the most? Or what's the beautiful history of it? Me being single or not is not a question for today, but thank you so much for the support and thank you for being here with us. We have Chin Lai saying, I love teacher. You love teachers. That is great. I would consider myself someone who shares a lot of knowledge, so possibly a teacher as a lot of knowledge, so possibly a teacher as well. As well. Here in this very beautiful place, as you know, if the place is very beautiful, the sky is super blue and green grass and plants, it's possible that humans have not been meddling with this place a lot, meaning that the signal might not be the best. So, okay, let me say hi to Jessie. You're here telling me you can see me and hear me. Great. And also, Jessie telling us to pardon the interruptions. Thank you, Jessie. There has been minor interruptions, but I believe we are good now. And we have many other friends watching the live stream, including Lily, Arlena, and we have Big Fire, wonderful name. And let's see, Lily saying hello to you too, thank you. Since it's the first time we've been live streaming on the domestic platforms, let me see if I can catch some of you and say hi, so that after that I would know whether or not you guys have any problems or any questions that you need me to answer. At the current situation is that we do not see a lot of questions from our domestic platforms just yet, so it's okay, you can leave a question whenever you want. Okay, so here comes a very interesting question that we'd like to ask in today's live stream, because we've already talked about this place being a very resourceful and environmentally beautiful place. You can guess what kind of special product they have here. Remember, it is Xinjiang, it has amazing environment, and give you 3 guesses. First one being milk, 牛奶, milk. Second one being goji berries. Yes, that's the small red thing that people put in their thermal cups. Mid-aged people or people who consider themselves as someone who has a middle-aged heart, who wanted to take care of themselves, having really healthy lifestyle, would put those goji berries in the thermal cup and drinking from it and having a very healthy lifestyle. That's the goji berry I was talking about. And the third one being lamb. I'm not talking about baby goat or baby sheep. I'm talking about the delicious, lamb. So take your guess and put the answer in the comment area. In the same time, let me give you a little bit more history of the Mongol people. I think it's the same kind, or the kind of impression along the same line. That is, when you think of Xinjiang, you might think of Uyghur people first, and when you think of Mongol people or Mongolian people, you would think the country Mongol instead of any other places. Or maybe probably in China you would think of Inner Mongolia. But actually in Xinjiang there are a lot of Mongol people living here as well. And the reason was that during the Qing dynasty, a Turhut tribe of people, they did a very historic and grand migration on their own because they were treated harshly alongside the Russian border, and for them the life was not good, so they decided to trace back to their heritage, to trace back to where their ancestors has once been. They wanted to go back to the lovely places with all the water and grass and lovely environment where they can actually chase chase after the grass or go with where the environment is good for them to live in. In Chinese, we say 逐水草而居, literally meaning chase after water and lovely grass. You can think of that as a really romantic lifestyle for the nomads. So that was the starting of this returning back to where they once were, towards the east, or in Chinese we say 图尔扈特东归. So that was the origin, or the rather modern origin of the people living here. I was talked with a lady from Mongolia, or Inner Mongolia rather. She told me that their tribes have done all of these to returning back to the east migration, and their way of doing that was to starting moving from the border of Russia towards a little bit east, and a small group of people would stay there, starting to construct their homes, their Mongolian style tent like that, and they would stay there, started to reproduce, started to have a life, and the rest of the major team would continue to walk towards another location that they found inconclusive, or they found very interesting, and that they wanted to stay. So along the line, you can think of Mongolia, Inner Mongolia, as well as Mongolian people living in Xinjiang. All of them along this line is basically originated from that story. And people believe it's a heroic story because they wanted to make sure that their people are having a good life. So for the tribes, the ruler, of course, he is still living in a rather okay situation, but he wanted to make sure his people are having a good life. And that is why they did the very last migration of the whole tribe kind of activity or movement in human history, rather heroic. As you can hear, probably a part of the performance is getting started. Let me show you a little bit of a trailer or spoiler alert. And later on, we are going to go inside there and enjoy the entire performance. And if you guys are warm and encouraging enough, I might also go and try my fingers on some of the instrument. Hopefully I'm not going to break any of it. So let's take a closer look. Okay. A lot of people. Super serious.
Welcome to Borla, the capital city of the Bortala Mongolia Autonomous Prefecture. And as you can see, we're now in the yurt belonging to the indigenous people of the area. And what you've just heard is a traditional Mongolian lawn song chanting the land beneath our feet, Bortala, which in Mongolian means silver grassland. And just as its name suggests, Bortala has extensive grasslands, beautiful lakes, and hot springs. And among these rich geographic resources, Siram Lake is the landmark, attracting millions of tourists every year. And now it also exemplifies how locals are protecting the natural landscape. And our reporter Zhang Meng spoke to a local sailboat crew at the lake to see measures they're taking to help keep the lake water crystal clean.
Say something. Apparently, Hui Guang cannot wait for me to finish the decoration. Actually, I was trying to surprise you guys, but yes, I am wearing the traditional Mongolian costume. Or for us, it's a costume, but for the Mongol people, it's their everyday dress. Yes, and I am actually wearing an everyday dress. I tried the very official ceremonial ones, and apparently I am just too small for being a Mongol lady. So yeah, even though you might think it fits me very well, which I do too, I could not wear the official ones with the very fancy hair piece. But I am wearing this as what they wear for their daily lives. As you can see, it's very convenient actually. You can wear it to go around and it's very warm. It's keeping me warm. I wore short sleeves to be, well, when I was here, but now I'm wearing long sleeves and it's very nice and just very warm. And let's see if you have some comments that you want to share with me here. At the same time, I also like to know what is your, let's say, feeling, or what's your comments towards the story I just told. So for our friends on our platforms, let's see if there's any comment. See, that's the downside of it. Being in a place where everything is super beautiful and natural. Human has not touched it yet, but since humans are not touching it, they did not put signals or Wi-Fi here as well. So I'm really having a hard time finding the, oh, they're singing again. Okay, let's do that a little bit later. Like I was saying, I'm really having a little bit hard time catching your comments. So how about you guys go watch the sing and song a little bit so I can catch a breath and drink one sip. Okay, everybody, I am back. You're watching a live stream with me, Niu Niu, and Una, as well as Huang Yue behind the camera. We're here in Xinjiang, but even though we say Xinjiang is the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, we're actually here in the Potala Mongol Autonomous Prefectures, because in Xinjiang you can find all the 56 ethnic groups of people here, and for them, in their counties and in their autonomous prefectures, they have their own way of living their lives, of having a wonderful manner and enjoy themselves. And here we are live streaming about the Mongol people's life. I have just talked about the Mongol people's, or the modern Mongol people's history, the story of the Turhut tribe coming back to their hometown towards the east. 图尔扈特东归的故事啊。I was thinking whether or not you have any questions. Oh my god, I've just seen myself in the live stream. I think I'm blending in quite well. We have Giovanni Lucas saying, I would like to hear you sing that Mongolian song, Niu Niu. I'm not really sure if I can do that, but I will try my very best to dance. And yes, I have promised you that already. And we have Stan Briel watching the live stream on our China Plus America platform, as well as Kenny Yam saying that is a cool outfit. I told you I fit right in, right? It's just like I feel like I like to say that there might be a strain of Mongolian blood in our family as well. I'm not really sure if that's true, but I like to believe in that. And we have Carla saying, beautiful dress. Thank you. I totally agree. Amazingly beautiful from Ramonita on our China Plus America page. And amazing artwork on the yard. Yes, actually you can see this one is a horse, because horse has been a very important symbol of the Mongolian people. In Chinese, we say they're a country on the horseback, a country on the horseback, or a ethnic group on the horseback. And for them, when it comes to Mongolian people, you think of fierce warriors, you think of ruthless rulers, you think of these kind of men and women standing on the grass conquering other places and other tribes. Actually, I've just been reading a book about they call it the logic of the grassland countries. They were saying that for the innerland countries, or let's say the kind of countries that rule in an innerland area, including China, innerland countries, or let's say the kind of countries that rule in an innerland area, including China. Okay, so I think I'm back. I'm not really sure, so please let me know if the signal is back. Like I was saying, a pretty lovely place with not the best signal, which is understandable, hopefully. So yes, our friends on CRI Learn Chinese, as well as China Plus America, and of course CGTN Facebook page. If you guys can see me now, please Facebook page. If you guys can see me now, please Okay, so let's see if we can put the signal back online. Okay, our camera lady, Una, has just told me that the signal is back online. I want to make sure there's no lag in time, so please let me know whether or not you guys can hear and see me clearly. I've just seen some comments on our CGTN page, which is the platform I've been live streaming for the very first time. I am Niu Niu. Mostly, our team live stream on China Plus America, as well as CRI Learn Chinese. So it's pretty exciting for me to live stream here. I am saying hello to Adnam, who actually shared the live stream. Thank you very much. And Princess Kenny saying good luck. Thank you very much. And also Vipin, hello to you. And good evening to Rajiv Kumar. Hello to all of you who are watching the live stream here. If you catch the starting of the live stream, you would realize that I'm not wearing my outfit anymore. I am wearing a Mongolian costume because I was amazed by their amazing cultures. And we were just talking about them being a land or an empire on the grassland or an empire on the horseback. If you did catch the last part I was saying, I was just comparing the empires on the grassland and the empires are actually in an inner land area. Imagine yourself as a king, as an empire, as a man with a lot of power, securing, guarding, and also ruling a lot of people. If you are an empire from an innerland country, you would think different ways to communicate with people living in remote areas. You would think of ways to regulate your local officials. You might think of conquering other countries as well, but at the same time, you have to maintain your domestic production and the people's livelihood in your country. But people living on the grassland or the empire on the grassland have totally different logic. For them, they chase after water and grass. They migrate a lot because they want to live in better environment. And they conquer other countries not because they want to, let's see, stay there and conquer there forever, at least not at the beginning. They were just thinking about getting the daily So if I'm back, please let me know. Okay, so I'm back online. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, so Una has told me that okay, so I feel like I am back online. If so, please let me know in the comment area if you can see me and hear me clearly. And now I am just like someone who's from the Mongolian ethnic groups myself. And here in this yard, we can actually start enjoying our concert. So let's see. Let me go and ask about some of the music instrument, and then probably we can join some of the lovely audience here in this yard, and let's enjoy the live party together. So yeah, come with me. 你好，你好，大家好，
你好，
大家好啊！我们现在在对全球做直播，有很多外国的朋友，我们打个招呼。Hi! Oh my God! Everyone is talking. I don't know where to look. So 三百路是你好，怎么说？三百路。Okay, so see, I fit in quite well, and the signal is not well. What about now? Is just talked about their ancestors experienced some quite amazing and long and grand migration themselves, lead to them being here able to enjoy their lives and enjoy this music. But I want to know, what are these music instruments? 您前面这一排拿的是同一个乐器，对不对？一样的。Top sure. So I can see that this is with a rectangular sound box and a long lute with 2 strings. 您可以拨一下吗？我听一下好吗？That's quite lovely. 这是传统乐器。传统乐器。那您这个是鼓，我认得。This is a drum, I know that. 可以敲一下吗？可以。所以它上面蒙的是就是带着毛的兽皮，就不太一样，对不对？是山羊皮。山羊皮。So this is the skin of goat, poor goat, but it's delicious and it sounds amazing. So sorry, but okay. So with no further ado, let's watch the live performance first, and then probably we'll interact with some of them. Okay? So 那你们可以麻烦开始表演吗？我们让大家看一下，好吗？谢谢。请问一下，这个曲子叫什么呀？
这个叫江格尔传承。
这是江格尔啊！
对，
哇哦！谢谢，哇，好棒啊！这是江格尔是吗？那我给大家介绍一下哦，因为我聊了一点点，不知道说的对不对，一会儿再问您。Okay, so this is actually one of the 3 major works in China of the historic long song talking about their own history, and this is called Zhangge. And for the people who actually knows this or know how to sing it, they would call them 江格尔旗. That would be the people who understand and remember all the pieces. It is rather an archive of their history or stories that they store together, because Zhangge actually has a lot of different pieces, and each one is one individual little story. The story can be about your hometown, it can be about one battle or an entire war, it can also be a love story. And all these stories you don't have to know one or know the first one to understand the second. It's rather like a kind of let's call it the kind of TV series, but each episode is its own story. So it's really, really amazing. And let's hear what they have to give. 我们可以再来下一个吗？ Okay, since I thought they were gonna continue the Jungger performance, but since they are setting up, like I was saying, the historic epic is quite amazing, and it's one of the world intangible heritage. So what we've seen is really, really precious. And people say that once you start listening to a piece or a section of the Jungger, you have to finish listening to it. You can't just, excuse yourself in the middle of a performance. And now they're starting the second one. Okay, so that was quite a beautiful performance, and I talked to some of the beautiful ladies over there, and they told me this is called the traditional Mongolian long song, 长调, 长调. I was told that they have a quite free kind of, let's say, style, because previously there were herds living in the grassland. They live in really vast and grazing area, which makes them need to find a way to enjoy life and be communicating with others. And this is how they found the way to express their feelings. The reason I said it's quite free is because a traditional long song actually can be as long as more than 35 verses, and they have a quite fixed kind of, let's say, lyrics. They can express their feelings with the lyrics, but when it comes to the melody, it can go as their mood goes. You follow your hearts, you sing in this lovely manner, and you sing about your culture, sing about your city, as well as your hometown, just like what we have just seen was expressing their love for their hometown, for the amazing place we're standing right now. And they have another preparation, so let's do not have the artists wait for so long. Let's continue to enjoy their performance. 我们第三个表演是什么内容啊？是好的好的，那请开始，谢谢。稍会儿灯谢谢。Pretty sure I'm doing it wrong, but it's actually very happy. It's about coming in and joining the group. And let me ask them, what is this song about? 请问一下，刚才这个是关于什么的呀？刚才这个曲子就是唱歌的曲子吗？它是传统舞蹈。那
top sure 也可以弹奏撒瓦尔的。
主要以传统乐器
Top Sure 哦，对，我有听过这个，这个是一个传统乐器，还有这个马头琴也是传统乐器，是吗？
是撒瓦尔的12种拳法的2种。
哦，其中2种。Okay, so I was told that this is one of the most significant traditional instruments of the Mongolian people. It is called top sure. Top sure, and it has this sound box with 2 strings on it. 这个是弦什么做的？
应该是
并不是动物，对不对？
不，
It's
以前是。
Okay, it used to be the string from some animals, but not anymore. Just like we told you that previously they live in a yurt where they go after amazing grass and water to beautiful environment, and they started to build these kind of yurt. The way they do it is to have the door facing where the sun is rising. So they fix the door first, and then they would have the pillar kind of structure. As you can see over here, this is one of the pillar-like structures, and several ones along the yard, so that they would have a structure. They would have a supporting, let's say, yes, a supporting structure in this somehow not very permanent but very, very convenient architecture. And later on, they would have that ceiling kind of thing stowed. After that, you would have all these beautiful fabric covering the yurt as a kind of wall thing. But I was told it was for summertime because this kind of construction is not super warm just yet. And in wintertime, they would use stone to, let's say, build their living places. But that is no longer the living situation or living arrangement here in Xinjiang for the Mongolian people living in Xinjiang anymore. They live in buildings like you and I do. They still have these amazing decorations and they still preserve their beautiful traditions, but they no longer have to suffer from building their houses every, 3 times a year probably. The same occasion happened to our lovely instrument. With this instrument previously, or historically, they would use some, let's say, material from animals to build this instrument. But now, apparently, this lovely string, no poor animal has to suffer for the beautiful music anymore. 那这个盒子有什么讲究吗？Sorry， 不是盒子，音箱，对不起。
琴箱。
琴箱，嗯。它这个形状就是都是算是梯形或者是为主是吧？梯形或者4边形为主。
对。
那这个就它为什么是最就和马头琴为什么是最有名的乐器？有什么讲究吗？或者说，比如说是它声音在草原上非常。
对，马头琴属于是悠扬的。
悠扬。
这个是你从以前到现在就是有12种舞蹈，有12种弹法。然后我们可以用头袖的形式过来弹奏，舞蹈员可以演奏。
Okay, so for this instrument, traditionally they would have 12 sets of ways to playing, so that you can choose the one you like, and people would listen to it and recognize it. The other artists can come along and start joining the party. I think it's kind of like knowing a signal. For say you're a spy in a country, when the other spy knows your signal, you're a team. You're mates, you're good friends, so it's that sort of meaning. So they would know what the other, let's say, fellow artist is doing, fellow musician is doing. It's kind of like the situation in Zhengge as well. Like we said, it is an archive, historic stories, and if you know, let's say, people say if you know more than 70 sections of the Zhengge, you would be called someone with a pocket full of stories of history. So it is, I think, quite poetic. And speaking of poetic, actually the village we're living in is called a ridge with a spot on it. I think the spot itself might be the village, and judging by the name, you would know that we are living in a mountainous area. And let's take a look at this instrument with this lovely horse head on it, which is quite nice because it's not a real horse head, it's just a structure or a decoration. We're not, making any animal suffer. 所以这是马头琴，马头琴比较悠扬是吗？对。为什么是马头的形状？有讲究吗？ 就是好看嘛，我们喜欢马，是不是也可以？
对，马是草原民族的
草原民族的象征，是吗？
一个
很重要的交通工具。
对，
那可以稍微弹一下吗？可以。这马头琴是要叫拉还是要叫拉一下马头琴？那我们来看一下，拉一下马头琴。这个好像好难，这个我也学不会。我来看看您这个，这是什么鼓？
这是蒙古鼓。
蒙古鼓。
对
啊，蒙古鼓是要一定要用有毛的兽皮。
不是说是完全要有毛，就是
但有毛好看，对不对？
可能吧。
那一般是什么节奏呢？可以教我一下吗？
一般其实古典就是在重拍上
啊，
就比如说传统的歌曲，我们只是在重拍上，完了以后节奏类型就是主要是以后16。
什么叫后16？
后16，就是这种，这就是有点马蹄
的声音啊。Okay, so I got cold feet over learning these two amazing instruments because I feel like they're very, very hard. I know string instruments can be hard, let alone the bow on it. I'm pretty sure if I am playing that, all of you would leave our page. I would not like that to happen. So I was asking about this drum, this Mongolian drum. Our musician told me that you do not really have to have the fur-covered skin as the, to be used in the drum, but this looks quite nice, and also some bells here would mimic the sound of 你可以敲一下吗？would mimic the sound of horse riding, as you can see, a horse running around. 那我们有没有一小段，就是你们可以再展示一下？但现在大家都知道是什么内容了。Okay, let's take a not closer, a full picture of all these instruments once again, a little bit. See, they don't. Thank you, 谢谢. Okay, like I was saying, there might be some Mongolian blood in my family because I think I fit right in with the costume and of course the music. It's quite lovely. And I have talked to some Mongolian people here in Xinjiang myself. I asked them what is it like to be a ethnic minority. I was quite curious, and especially for people who are with the, let's say, ethnic groups of Mongol or with Korean or with, let's see, what are some other Russian. I asked them, what do you feel being one of the minority ethnic groups here in China instead of being the majority group in probably some other countries? And they told me it does not really matter what's the so-called historic origin is. It matters what they want, and it matters their experience matters, their choices matters. And I see all these lovely Mongolian people living here. That was much more convincing right now for me. And I think for us, it does not really matter which skin color we are or where we are from. Once we're all in this lovely yard, we can enjoy all of these together, and we can enjoy the singing and dancing together. Hopefully, one day you can come to Xinjiang, visit this amazing place in this in this autonomous prefecture, and you get to see this lovely performance as well. Okay, so to bring a rather complete end to our live stream, let's see what do you guys have to say, and if you have any questions here. I see Harry saying I like you. Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Stanbrio saying very beautiful sound, totally agree with you. And we have Kenny Yam saying Stan, even though he may be brutal, he united all the tribe to become one. I think you're talking about Genghis Khan, right? I did a little bit of research on Genghis Khan himself. I believe Chenghis Han is considered the hero of the Mongolian people, and the reason is not because he is a great fighter. Of course, he was a great fighter, but he was not the undefeatable. And comparing with some of his previous generations as well as generations coming after him, he was not the one that, with the most winning records. And also, he was not famous or not great for, let's say, giving a united law system. The law system came after the uniting all of the sections of the Mongol people. For them, previously, when they were living in small sections, they have to fight against not only the natural disasters, but also the turbulence from other, or the interruptions from other countries, other states, other tribes as well. But Genghis Khan was the one that united all of the sections. And for Mongolian people, uniting is quite important. That is the same situation for any people in history or nowadays in any country. So I think we can all relate it to that. So yes, Genghis Khan was absolutely a hero. So thank you for that comment. And we also have Lily saying everyone is wearing such bright clothing. It's so beautiful. Yes, including myself wearing Mongolian costume. It's a little bit hotter here in this yard. So yeah, I feel like I can return back to my everyday boring clothes, but it can be a little bit when it comes to temperature, it can be better. 大家不要紧张，是因为我一直在说英文，所以听不懂，是不是？不好意思，你们一会儿可以讲蒙语，我也听不懂，然后你们就扯平了哈。Okay, so I'm very sorry to our lovely audiences here because I'm keeping speaking English for the sake of you guys, and I was ignoring them a lot. So I was talking to them that later on you guys can speak your own language. So I don't understand. You can try to understand it as a kind of payback. At the same time, let me have some final words for our friends on CRI Learn Chinese Facebook page as well as CGTN Facebook page. So do not worry, I am still here and I will make sure I get to you before we end this live stream. We have Malik saying love from Pakistan. Thank you. I will send your love to our other friends. And we have Tuan Dao saying ni hao to you too. Many friends are, this is a lovely one. Many friends are saying hi, and we have Nurk V saying save the Mongolian language. This is a very lovely comment. 我们有朋友在网上说，希望可以有更多的人学蒙语，把蒙语传承下去，因为觉得是一个非常美丽的语言。I'm sending that message, and our lovely audience are saying thank you very much for that comment. So if there's anything you want me to say to them, you can always leave it in a comment area. And if you like the live stream, please like and share and comment as much as possible. It helps us a lot, and as you can see, it helps the Mongolian people get to know more friends out in the world, making sure the world understands how lovely they are and pay more attention to the minority ethnic groups. And maybe it'll help people who wanted to come here in Xinjiang to visit this lovely place and to be able to know not only their beautiful natural resources, but also their lovely culture they have, the very rich culture they have here. And last but not least, let me say hello to some friends on CGTN. This is my first time here. It's me, Niu Niu, with Una and Huang Yue, doing today's live stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We have Noman saying hi, hello to you too. Tahir, hello. Tahir saying I missed the occasion. Do not worry about it. You can always watch the playback of the live stream, so don't worry about it. Hello, Nichurani. Thank you for watching the live stream. And and the love coach. You are talking about the coach they're sitting on, right? Thank you, Bendy, for that comment. And hello to Kadir Books. Hi, and we are doing a live stream on the lovely Mongolian culture. And at the very beginning of the live stream, I asked the question about which is one of the most profound local product specialties here in this prefecture, and the answer is actually goji berry. This place is called the hometown of goji berries. 这里被称为枸杞之乡是吗？我有看到。金河是枸杞之乡 okay, so my mistake. But if you search for Xinjiang, you would still get some amazing goji berries. And according to millions of mid-aged people in China, it is really good for your health. Hopefully it's a happy note, and thank you guys so much for being with us and watching the live stream. If you like it, please like and share and comment. And that brings us to the end of today's live stream. Thank you all, and thank you everyone here. 谢谢你们的表演，非常非常好，谢谢大家。Thank you very much.